Avicii was one of the key players who brought EDM to so many people. Like EDM was big, but Avicii connected. He connected country music with EDM. He connected, electronic dance music with like billions and billions of people. There were hundreds of thousands of people that he'd stand in front of who absolutely adored his music, and that's something that you have to be such a global icon to achieve. He went from a zero to hero within 5 years, and it's unbelievable to see. Like, and that's the thing. Like, I particularly have never been too fond of Avicii myself. I appreciate his production. I appreciate the quality of his work and everything like that. It's just not really my style. It's a bit more progressive, a bit more kind of lighthearted than a lot of the stuff I've been kind of doing and listening to. But at the same time, like, he's been a massive inspiration for a lot of people. So I think, that's why there was such a massive kind of impact of his passing on the industry, because, now such a large icon who's connected so many people together is now kind of gone. And, the same goes for people like Mac Miller as well. Think about like Mac Miller passing away. There'd be just as many people listening to him as there would be with Avicii and everything as well. So,
and something I noticed I watched that Avicii documentary on Netflix.
Yeah.
And something kind of profound, and I think kind of what was the theme of it, was that the lifestyle and like the performance side of things is not always how it's cracked out to be. And it's not the way that people think about it. What are your thoughts on that lifestyle? Is that something that you think you will take on as you become bigger? What's your approach on that lifestyle in general in terms of touring and whatnot?
I've been in negotiations now already. That lifestyle is going to probably happen at the end of the year for me. I'm doing an Asia tour, and I've basically I got 6 countries in 6 days or something.
Wow.
So like, it's something that everyone's going to eventually have to do if you get to a level where you have to, that demand is there. But I think the importance is everyone can do it, but only for so long. Taking breaks, doing sober gigs, particularly is a big one. I've been to so many gigs where people are like, have a drink, have this, have that. And, they're not realizing that it's actually, it's your job, and it's like so readily available, and like, it's so easy to access things that you need and all that kind of thing. So it's just important I think the laid back Luke approach is the right approach, because he's not drinking. He's doing karate. He does karate outside of his job. He does, yoga and calisthenics. He's just a super healthy dude. And I think you need to adapt that lifestyle, because it's very easy to fall into it, and it's very easy to use your job as a way of hiding an addiction or a sickness, and it's just important to have breaks, and if you're being overworked, tell someone that you're being overworked, and that don't let people own you, because at the end of the day, you own yourself, and people, they think they own you, but realistically, they're just working for you, so you always got to kind of keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, and I feel like that's kind of there's a misconception out there that all DJs or even producers who are on tour and performing, must be, always drinking tons or on drugs, etc. But you hear of people, like you just said, like by Luke, and there's also, I think, like Steve Aoki. I've heard he's completely sober, and I know he's a bit of a health nut as well. That seems to be a potential misconception out there about some of these bigger producers and DJs.
Definitely, yeah. I think from my personal experience, I think a lot of those artists, not all of them, or probably any of them really, this is more speculation, but I think sometimes you have points where you get to and you go, holy shit, this isn't what I'm, I shouldn't be doing this. And it's kind of a decider. I go to a few gigs sober now, just because like, it's just easier just to run in, run out kind of thing. You're not focused on getting drunk, you're not focused on really, doing anything naughty, you're just going in, it's your job, and then you leave, you can drive home, you don't have to catch an Uber and spend all your money,
It's important to separate the professional side of things from that lifestyle that you could fall into. Exactly right.
And especially, when you get to a level as well, there's a certain sense of professionalism that you have to uphold as well, and that's what I've been learning as well. It's like, can't just be an idiot, because you can ruin relationships in a few seconds, and you can potentially jeopardize your career in a few seconds as well if you do something silly as a few artists. I've heard some funny stories, but I won't go into them because they're pretty bad. But like career ruining stuff that you just don't realize because you're so smashed.